can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Welcome back to another final prediction video on ESBR's YouTube channel. Delighted as always to be joined by Owen McKendry. This is a final prediction video for the fight taking place at heavyweight in Orlando, Florida on the 1st of November. Jordan Thompson returns after over 2 years out of the ring to make his debut at heavyweight against the Cuban Lenier. Owen, good to be joined by you as always. Looking forward to this one. It's not a fight many people saw coming.
Mm.
But here we are, and we are here to talk about it and give our final predictions. What is your final prediction for this one, please?
Um, yeah, just before I make it, I think like we said off camera, this was when I seen this fight, I thought it's a bit strange. And like you said, has Jordan Thompson been fed to the wolves? I don't really know, but after let's be serious here, getting absolutely obliterated by Jai Opetaia 2 years out the ring to facing a Cuban Olympian who no one's really seen much of, has turned over, clearly got a bit of power. There's a lot of question marks over it. It's not a massively confident prediction, but I'm going to back Lenier to get the stoppage. Probably in the mid rounds, maybe 6, 7. So I was getting towards the latter rounds as well. But I just think 2 years in activity after a harsh loss, when Jordan Thompson stepped up multiple levels to fight an elite world champion in Jai Opetaia, who is a killer. So I just think it's a high risk, high reward, depending on how he performs. But I think the inactivity on the back of the last performance, well, the last loss, sorry, it's an interesting one from Matchroom.
Yeah, look, it was just a bit of a wild one because you like Jordan Thompson, as you mentioned, bit of a beating last time out against Opetaia, was overmatched. Beforehand, he kind of went from, I would argue, kind of English title level to
Mhm.
elite level, which is quite a big step up. And yeah, 2 years out the ring, I just think that's a real shame. I just think I would have liked to have seen him back out kind of at some point last year. One thing I would say is Jordan Thompson, I'm interested to see what he looks like at heavyweight. He's extremely tall. He's 6'5",
Mm.
6'6". So I'm interested how he looks compared to making the cruiserweight limit. So it's an intriguing one, and I actually think this one is hard to predict because we've said what we said about Jordan Thompson, and we're not going to pretend to be experts on Lenier, but he's been inactive, one fight in 18 months. Hasn't really, I don't think he's beaten anyone that Jordan Thompson would struggle to beat. So I'm
Mhm.
intrigued here, but I will join you, Owen. I'll be boring and I'll agree with you. I'll go for Lenier to win this fight, late with the stoppage in the second half of the fight. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's intriguing. For those that are interested, there are odds of Jordan Thompson to win this fight at 9-2 on the platform that I'm looking at. Does that appeal to you, Owen, or are you quite confident that Perro is going to win? 9-2 just for Jordan Thompson to win this fight.
I'm not confident at all in the prediction that Lenier Pero is going to win this. I mean, I was at the press conference for the Opetaia fight and I couldn't believe the size difference because Opetaia is obviously he's not like a ridiculously big cruiserweight, but he could mix it up at heavyweight. And Jordan Thompson just engulfed him in size. Um, I don't want to say it's weird to say he was skinny because obviously he's not skinny, but he looked like he could fill out a lot, and he does look like he would be a natural heavyweight for me. I imagine he probably cut a fair bit to stay at cruiserweight. Jumped up levels massively, dared to be great, probably got paid quite nicely for it. Realised, okay, that was probably a mistake. Let's go up to heavyweight and go from there. So I think that price is quite it's a tempting price to definitely put it in an accumulator because no one's seen much of or anything of Lenier Pero, and anyone that says they can tell you about his last 6, 7 fights, I think they're just a liar, unless they're part of his team. So it's a really interesting, intriguing fight because listen, Jordan Thompson can punch. He's got some good stoppages on his record. Now he's at heavyweight. He's not. He might not be the best boxer on the planet, but the extra weight, he could be a huge puncher. So.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I think it's going to be one of them for me. I think the first couple of rounds are going to be telling if it's tentative, standing off each other, or could you look at it and almost like the Optaya Thompson fight? Could we look at it and say, okay, there is levels between
Yeah.
these two, or I think we're going to get into it and think could be a huge win for Thompson. People might not have heard of him, but everyone knows how good the Cubans are as amateurs. So getting a win even over him as a pro is a bit of a statement.
Yeah, for sure. And I think if Jordan Thompson hadn't had 2 years out of the ring and this wasn't his heavyweight debut, I'd quite possibly be backing him to win this fight. It's just, it's hard. It's hard to back
Yeah.
someone who's been that inactive. But we'll see. Looking forward to it. And we'll end things there. Owen, good to be joined by you as always. Thank you very much for your prediction, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Cheers, mate.